Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liberal 12th Man Show. Hopefully, my microphone is working. Doing a little scrambling here after that. Pretty much the terrible, terrible loss. A lot to talk about, I'm sure. There's going to be some people out there that are going to want to say a lot of different things. And you're going to have every right to do so because this team was, I think, unfortunately, our coach decided to set us up to fail today. And that's unfortunate, but that's pretty much what he did today. And because of such, we're stuck here watching the other teams in the Big Six march on into a tournament that is normally deemed as ours. And and we get to scramble and hope that we can figure out a solution and see if the gamble worked for this weekend. And even if it does work, it's almost getting to the point of saying, you know what, is there really that much hope to measure that, even that accomplishment, if we are able to get a win? So, Reds family, let's not sugarcoat this one. Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 3. This game saw 10 changes, saw somewhat of a new system, and yet the same outcome. I've got to say it straight. This was an embarrassment. This is what some people were, in one way or another, not only pre-accepting, but almost asking for. And that's what's really, really scary, really scary. I'm going to go more into that later. But I really can't emphasize enough about how this mentality of thinking that, oh, well, we can allow for cup ties to go unchallenged is a poor mentality to allow to sink in to this club. I think it's a poor mentality to have amongst our fan base, and I think it's a poor mentality for those that accept it and try to push that narrative. That's a horrible, horrible, horrible state. Because, again, like I said earlier, a League Cup tie where Chelsea, Arsenal, City are all advancing. And we, again, the guardians of this cup, limped out with a whimper. I can't emphasize enough. I'm tired of hearing it's only the Carabao Cup. It has nothing to do with that. It's about mentality for me, people. It's about mentality. We should want to go out there and not only beat teams, but beat the pants off of teams. We should want to go out there and embarrass teams. Yet we're stuck on being embarrassed ourselves. Because I don't want to get off the mentality of trying to win them all. That's my DNA. I think that's the DNA of this club. And it should be the standard. So I'm gonna ask you, really, when you hear those people out there trying to sell you that false narrative and that false dream of, oh, this doesn't matter, who cares? We need to worry about this or that. You can't worry about the game in front of you. Because confidence, and the confidence that you build off of winning, is unbelievably important. We're watching key components. We've seen our squad, our senior squad, show measures of disappointing play, of lost confidence. Here's a team that's beaten us 3 times already. This is the 4th time they've beaten us. That's the 4th time they've beaten us, actually making it a record for them. It's the first time they've ever beaten us 4 times in a row. And that's really where it comes down to, because I haven't I haven't really seen a real essence of, oh, this team's willing to fight. This team is there's something different about this team. We were told about all the components that were wrong about our team last year, and we allow for all those parts, the Nunez's, the Diaz's, okay, the Elliott's, to depart our team. I can tell you this much, though. Those players played with heart. Can't dispute that. Those players came out to win every time they were on the pitch. Every time. And it didn't even matter what place and position you had our coach put them into. So, geez, Louise, right? But let's talk about slots changes here. Jeez, Louise. Slot changed 10 players in this lineup. 10 players saw a new role on the pitch today. Some playing roles that are relatively unfamiliar to them. 10 changes is not rotation. That's a complete reshuffling of the squad. By the way, big up to Bonkers, big up to Trap Joe. Apologies, I didn't say hello to those of you. Mark A, big up to you guys in the chat. I'm sure we're going to have some people tuning in to troll us. So be mindful not to fall into their trappings. We are still champions all the same. There's still a golden lion on our sleeve. But yes, 10 changes for a complete reshuffling of the squad. Slot said it before the game that this was about giving young players a pathway. He spoke on. This is the 4th round, by the way. This is the 4th round of the League Cup. That's 3 games away from a final. I'm going to repeat that. 3 games away from a final. And we're talking about pathways for young players. That's all well and good because I understand that there has to be a pathway for young players. And I want to see pathways for young players onto the squad. I want to see them have the opportunities. But I also want to see them standing next to players that deserve to be there, that are going to help lead them in the right direction. What's the point of a pathway that leads straight into a dead end? Because this pathway is exactly what it is. That pathway that he spoke about last year, about the importance of the FA Cup, the importance of the League Cup, and allowing for these players to get experience, to get playing time, and the likes, for fringe players, for youth players. That pathway has come to a dead end because our coach set them up for failure today. Rio, Trainioni, I love these lads. I want to see them play. But that should have been the limit of rotation when it comes to playing. Youth players playing in an active role in this team for this game. It felt like we were feeding kids to the lions when our team's already bleeding confidence. Big up, Morgul Blade. I know you're not trolling. You're a good guy. I know you are. But that's what it is, though. It was feeding the Lions, because, or the Eagles, if you want to put it that way, because that's exactly what we did. I will openly admit I feel horrible for Nalo. The Nalo red card summed up the entire night. The young man will remember his debut for all the wrong reasons once again, and I feel for him on that count. I feel for him. But going into a game where you're down 2 goals and you're being put in as the center half, you're getting subbed in for our captain of the day and being subbed in as a replacement at center half, that's not going to be fruitful for a result. Because meanwhile, we had experienced players resting at home. Salah, Dom, Isak, I understand. Some of those players need rest. Slot gambled on freshness, and he got fragility. And that's what it is. It's exactly what it is. A team that has no new answers, no new solutions, no real heroes that have stepped up. None. I say that he set us up for failure because that coach today decided to make a bench that had no senior players amongst it. So it was, if you don't get some type of result out of the team on the pitch, call it a wrap. Call it a wrap. Unless Slot was saying to himself, you know what? I'm going to put a front line of Rio, Chiesa, and Morrison. And they're going to go out there and they're going to run past this Eagles squad that has a good number of regular starters amongst it. And they're going to score so many goals that we're going to be able to sit back and implement our youth academy players into the mix so that they can have a run at it. Am I alone in thinking that is like someone waving the white flag before you even start fighting? Shout out to Chiesa. I love Chiesa. You know, there's not many bigger fans that are bigger fans of Chiesa. But supporting our club, just like I said, I'll say again, is always important. There's no reason why anyone's going to stop supporting the club. That's silly. That's silly. But I am going to be critical of our club because I don't want to see our club go down this path. I am going to be critical of our club and the players at times too that need to be held responsible and accountable. But I'm going to be critical of our club, considering the man at the helm needs to find a solution. This is what he gets paid the big bucks for, and we're not talking about some small coinage. I'm going to ask you, what did you learn from tonight? What did you learn about our team? Did you learn that we had some incredible sense of direction when it comes to the play on the pitch? Is there something that is there a player that emerged from this game that you're like, yes, that player is going to be the truth, because our coach set him up for success by putting him in this position? I'm going to ask you, really, tell me, explain to me, tell me honestly in the chat if you can, what did we learn about our club tonight? Is there anything that we learned about our club that makes you say that have on this again is going to be possibly a promising result? Tell me. I would love to know those answers. I would like to hear those answers, because that way I can, when I'm on other panels or I'm dealing with people in the chat or I'm talking with my friends down at the supporter club, you know, I'll have some firepower. I'll have some ammunition, because that's what I would like to have. You know how I love to provide that for you guys out there. You tell me what it is that we learned today. Because I saw, I'll admit, Joey G, that was unfortunate that he had a crazy bounce the way it did. But he needs something better, man. Can do a job, but it wasn't today. Ando McAllister looked isolated. Federico Chiesa, he is one of the few players, every time you see him on the pitch, I think he's one of the few players that I think really shows the heart, the soul, the intentions of what it takes to be a Liverpool player. An undying desire to not get outplayed by anyone. And if anything, willing to stand up, because Hughes is a little punk. He is an absolute little punk. Some of those tackles could have been seriously, seriously dangerous in injuring a player tonight. And he had more than one on the night. More than one. And I don't even know if he got a yellow card the entire night. Nalante, big up, brother. How are you? Big up, big up. Yep.
Big up 12. Big up yourself, man. Big up the panel. Sorry. Big up yourself and big up the chat.
Yeah.
Blessings.
You and me.
Yeah, I mean, looking kind of fire with the shirt, 12. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looking fire with the shirt, with the kit, 12. See you shining there, 12. See you shining. Just unfortunately, today's not a time for shining. It's more heartache.
Yeah, man.
And, yeah. It's mad.
What did you learn? I asked the chat to tell me what they learned. I'm seeing if I'm sure some of it that will be brought in there. But I think some of it is starting to filter through. But what did you learn what did you learn from our game today? Was there anything that you learned from our game today?
I learned that our manager, Mr. Slot, is on borrowed time. I learned that the fans are getting restless. I learned that Calvin Ramsey's still alive. He's at the club. You know what I mean? I learned that.
I did say that he might start. I did say he might start.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's fun enough. I mean, not that is a great thing. He's one of our better players. First game in three. How many years? Yeah. And my guy Joey started out right, and then went a bit. I don't know, went a bit off key. The youngsters tried, but there's only so much they can do. And regardless, and big up the Irishman, him and Rev, but I told you Rio is not ready yet. He's just not ready yet.
I'll tell you he's not ready yet. I'll tell you he's not ready real quick. Is unfortunately, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a bright future ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that he won't turn into a great player, but less so. At least I saw Rio get a shot off today. You say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to start Morrison on the right side. I was like, what are we doing?
Well, as our great manager said, we've got injuries, so go figure, right?
Yeah.
But and we do, but he's still got it. There's plays he still could have used. I mean, he changed the formation, the whole Robertson Kirkes thing. Yeah, it's Palace did a job on us, and yeah, it's peak times. And I was discussing this: if we don't win against Villa, and I'm not talking about the cup games, the Champions League game against Real Madrid. I'm forgetting that. I'm parking that. If we don't win any of the games against Villa, City, and Forest, the P45 slip might be coming out. I can't lie, because no matter what manager it is, we can't keep going like this from where we want to be. You know,
right.
Because we have to somehow salvage, and it's just human. Any manager, we lose the next 3-4 games, he has to go. Sadly, because boy, like I said, the money spent and the league will be done, and that will hurt. Because I really remember what I said, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone remember what I said? I said, no excuses this season, back to back. Now, other people will be celebrating because some people, I mean, Trudon, I mean, you were very vocal, and that idiot Christian, and he is an idiot, and we'll discuss that offline at 12 anyway. Some others are more, they want Liverpool to lose so Slot can go, which is just pathetic. You know what I mean?
No. I understand that too, because I was like, it's a catch-22. It's like, look, I think some of us are really questioning whether Slot is truly the future. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Considering the mistakes that we've seen him go through and the likes, it's one thing to have gone through, even Klopp made mistakes during his tenure when he was obviously our coach.
Exactly.
But all the same, like as in some of these mistakes or some of the things that are happening are just some of them are unforgivable. Let's be honest with you, but some of them are also just they're basic. Like as in it's just like it is amateur style stuff where you're just like, come on, man, like. You can't as you figure out, it's like you figure out a solution, and then rather than continue with that solution, you decide to go back to what's getting us the bad results. It's like almost like you want. It's almost like you want us to lose, or maybe you want to prove a point to your own self about you want to be right rather than proving wrong that your system is the right system. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what it is? Sadly, and again, people think attacking him is the most Salah effect. Okay, tomorrow. Now, I won't. Or shall I say it?
Oh no.
Shall I say it? If you want me to say what I want to say, I want to hear some likes in the chat. Shall I say it?
People say no. Say no, people.
Shall I say it?
Whatever.
I'm very blunt. I'm very blunt, 12. Very blunt. I call out names. I call it how I see it.
No names. Let's just we're trying to stay as neutrally positive as possible.
Okay, 12. You're fair, man. You like to you like to put the people in the cracks.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, yeah.
Okay, all right. I will say this because I'm just coming from Brian's channel, and big up Brian, Irishman yourself. You know what I mean. I had someone, and we'll discuss it off there, 12. But I had someone when you're talking about Mo, and all I said, look, we all know he's been poor. We all know he should have been dropped, but the Jota, for people, for Diego, some people it's affecting more than others. It just still is. I mean, it's like, if a family member, like me and you both, as family members passed away, right? And yes, you get on with life, but some will affect more than others. It might take a while for them to get back to some kind of normality, but you don't forget. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And not saying that's the only thing, but it's clearly affecting him a bit. It's clearly still affecting him. And the person just dismissed it, said, "Oh, that's no excuse. Allison's dad passed away. Klopp's mum's passed away. Did it affect their performance?" Which was absolutely a shocking. Can you believe that, right? Can you believe that? Exactly. We'll discuss it anyway. We discuss it offline anyway. But yeah.
Morgul Blade, I did think you did say no trolling, and then you come out and say a troll question there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so many memory goes back. So his memory goes back a long way, and he says you've won 2 titles in 20 years, and 2 titles in 20 years. I mean, it's actually 30 years. I'll even admit that. Manure caught up to your titles in a 20-year period. Where does the entitlement come from? I'll tell you where the entitlement comes from. And that's, I know, I'm just playing with the Morgul Blade. I'll tell you where any bit of sense of heredity, of heritage, or any sense of pride, any sense of those things that you're talking about being entitlement come from. And I'll tell you that one of the reasons why I find some sense of pride is because we have a Champions League trophy at our venue, back in Liverpool, because we've won the title so many times that we are one of the few teams that has gotten to keep it. Once you win a Champions League, you don't get to keep the trophy. You get like a replica, sure, but you don't get to keep the actual trophy. We've won so many times that we are allowed to have kept it. No other team in England can say that. The sense of entitlement comes from the fact that there is no team in England who has more trophies than our club. You could go as far as to say that you can add up the Champions League trophies of the other teams that have won it from the Premier League, and that would equal up to the amount that we have solely. That's where entitlement, if you want to call it that, might generate from. That's where the chest might come from. The sheer fact of knowing that even when we're at our worst, we can still put together a campaign and win a Champions League. We're at maybe not our worst, but at least not our best. I know that not many teams can say they've won the Super Cup. My team can. It's simply put, when you're the most successful team in England, it takes a lot of gall to hear other English team supporters sometimes say, well, why do you think he has such entitlement to say that? Not trying to troll you at all either. I'm just answering the question honestly as best I can. And that's where I get it from, at least. Knowing that we go to Champions League tournaments and we go for a reason. Not to simply window shop. That's all. That's at least my perspective. And I'm not trolling you back. I'm just giving you a genuine answer. Just a genuine answer. And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. I didn't call out call names or try to make fun of other clubs. All I said was talking about my club that I support. So there you say. Anyhow, expect more of that to come, people. I'll tell you that much. Expect more of those kinds of questions to be raised.
No, Mr. Morgul, do you, 12? Is a recognizable name.
Good guy, Castle
Good guy.
supporter.
Oh, Newcastle, yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He's been respectful when he's part of the chat, and I have no issues or problems with him at all. We're just having an honest conversation.
And just looking in the chat, I think I've got a familiar name with another alias. And if that's you, Norm, big up. If that is you, Norm, big up.
Sure, I think that is Norm.
There's got to be, yeah. When I see the Osherman thing, that is Norm.
Yeah. Big up. Gags, big up. GP in the house. Yes, that's a good question. When does Slot's credit in the bank run out? When does it run out? I'll tell you the truth, man. I think Slot Slot's credit in the bank is he's not playing with credit. He's playing with inheritance. I think the inheritance, he's depleted his inheritance.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, Tom, and I could already tell you the lineup for Saturday. And that's going to be Mama, Bradley, Ibu, VVD. Oh, damn, snap. You know what? I think he's going to play Kirkus. It just is.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you got Grav will be back. Grav, Sobo, Wirtz, Cody, Salah, Hugo.
I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask the chat. GP, I see you in the house. Norm, I see you in the house too. Alexander, big up, Alexander. Alexander is always a good person to give out some good answers. Bonkers, I see you in the house as well. A lot of good names.
Big up, Bonkers. Yeah, man.
Let me ask you this question. And it goes off of what GP just asked us. If you're going to say, where is the line where you say enough's enough? Where is the line where you say enough's enough? Because realistically, I understand what you said earlier about, it's a catch-22 because no person should be wanting to root for our team to lose just to get Slot out. And we all know that that's the reality of it all, is that if he does lose, then he will most likely be out. But if he does win, he could still remain and still keep his job. Now, why I'm asking this question in this format is this. Are we at the point of a Brendan Rodgers paradox? Are we at the point where, and I don't mean when the year when he ended up, the year that he ended up losing, we didn't win a game, I think, or something like that in the beginning of the season. I think it was like, I want to say October, right? When we finally brought the axe down and we brought in Jurgen. I'm not talking about that portion of it. I'm talking about the singleized portion of saying, if Brendan Rodgers had won a title, we would have most likely kept him in charge, despite the fact that the system and everything that was going with what he brought to the fold did not look like it was sustainable. Does Arne Slot and what he's bringing out have real signs of a future? Because he could win these next 3 games and it could be just papering over the cracks, I guess is what people call it. You know what I mean? Or putting a Band-Aid on something, putting a Band-Aid on a serious gash.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, we're stuck with this. We're stuck with a manager that we could have maybe made a complete sea change off of and maybe made something out of the season from. And now we're stuck with a manager that we have to decide on, does he have a future after this year? Is this the coach that we want to see go forward in the next year of transition? Big up Lee, by the way. We got the Scouts in the house.
Scouts.
All right, chaps.
Scouts Lee. Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya?
Yeah.
Lee, we've got our old buddy in the chat, mate. The old school historian, old Norm Jaws with the pause. Norman in the house. Actually, Norm, were you at the game tonight? Please let us know, please, because I had someone who was at the game tonight as well, a friend. Norm, were you at the game tonight?
He definitely was. I'd be willing to say he was. Yeah. And by the way, I'm hoping that you didn't catch a cold because that rain looked fierce tonight. That rain looked absolutely like. Yes, I'm sure he was. Yeah, I hope that you stayed relatively dry, or as dry as possible, because that rain looked harsh.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it, Lee? Like, how are you feeling? I even jumped to those questions actually, because that was something that I want to know. What's your line in the sand?
So far with Arnie, like he does look to be losing it a bit, like, but I think he can still, turn this around. I haven't given up on him totally, like a lot of people have. I think there could be something in it still for him. Like he's just got to get our results turned around. That's all there is. We haven't had results as bad as this for a while. Yes, everyone knows that, and people keep saying it. Like, we haven't lost this many games in a row for like 1 billion years or some shit. But I think there is still something he can do for us. Like, I'm hoping anyway that the results will turn around in the next few weeks. And yeah, basically that's it. Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to talk about this until later because I want to talk more about the game too. But we can go back to the game. I mean, if you want, there's not really much that I'm sure people will want to talk about the game. But the elephant in the room is this: there is some serious pressure on this coach. Some of his answers have been less than anything worth
diabolical. Yeah, diabolical.
I heard. Let me see if I can see. I wrote down the quote. Let me see if I can find the quote. Actually, I can give it paraphrased to you, and then I'll try to find the direct quote. Maybe someone in the chat. I know we got Dustin. I'm not sure if High Lord's with us, but they're always like that. What I was going to say is basically he said something about what he learned from today was that basically our team is what it is, in that would seniors have been any different in playing against Crystal Palace? No, because we've had problems with our senior squad against this team, just the same. And I said to myself, okay, wait, so you haven't figured out a solution with our senior squad players. And then you said, let me do a lineup with like some fringe players, and a couple of youth academy players, like Delonte said earlier, a player that some of us didn't even know still played for our team. Okay, in Ramsey.
Some people went to Google.
Yeah, the team that's beaten us 3 times in a row. And I don't have the confidence to say that even my senior squad can beat them today at Anfield. I'm going to send them out. Good luck to you guys. Good luck to you. Fabrizio Romano said it today. Liverpool's hierarchy, and I'm gonna have to look for the quote because the quote was ridiculous. But Liverpool's hierarchy, quote, 100% trust Arne Slot. That's great for the PR. Great for PR. But trust doesn't win us points, people. Trust doesn't stop goals. Once again, we allow for our opposition to score against us first. I don't know. How many games has that been? I don't even know how many games. I don't even know off the top of my head how many games that's been. But it's been quite a few games now that we've seen the opposition score first and us have to play from behind. This is 5 defeats in 6 across competitions. 4 straight at home domestically. This was any other manager, any other club, I'm sure we'd be calling it a crisis. I'm sure people would be saying, get him out. We've seen less with a team that we hate in Manchester United and with their coach being screamed to be out of their club. But at least we got a result from this coach last year, and that's what people are regarding as credit in the bank. But I'm calling it inheritance. I'm honestly calling it inheritance. Because the scary part is we're one bad week away from the reality that we could be out of not only we're out of the League Cup, we could be severely injured and hampered in having any opportunity to consider the league. If we have a loss against Villa, we could be seriously in trouble in trying to maintain something with Champions League once we face Real Madrid. And then we can have the final nail in the coffin possibly when we go to the Etihad to go up against Manchester City. That's not a fixture list. That's a test of character. You can say Slot's got credit in the bank last year with this title win. I get it. And all credit to him. But some of these checks are bouncing right now. That's the scary thing about it. Some of these checks are bouncing. He's overdrafting on goodwill fast. I'll tell you that right now. Do you believe what you're hearing about the board? I know that Fabrizio said that comment about the board having 100% back belief in Arnie. I've also saw that Indy Kalea post saying that despite there's apparently some amongst the hierarchy that are 100% saying that Slot has to get this right or he will be out. Do you believe that Slot's already lost a good number of the fan base? Do you believe Slot's lost his locker room? I'll ask that of you, Nolante. Do you think Slot's lost the locker room?
It's a difficult one. We haven't really heard anything. I'm going to say no. I don't think they have, but I just think the players are off form. But again, I could be wrong because usually the rumblings will come out. You usually they're quick to find something. But we haven't really found anything surprisingly. Who's to say there? I don't think they have as of yet, but they're just, whatever reason, a number of reasons, they're just not with it playing well.
Jeez. What about you, Lee?
No, I don't think he's lost the dressing room. But that will happen if results keep getting worse and that. I don't think he's lost the dressing room at the moment. it's too simplistic a view of it, like, you know, to say that the players aren't playing for him anymore. I think the players are still playing for him. It's just that he needs to coach them a little bit differently. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is at the moment. Like, we're in a bad place, aren't we, at the moment? It's the worst place we've been in for a while. But I'd like to think that the players still believe in him and believe in his Premier League winning tactics.
I was just about to ask that next question of what is the answer? What is the way? What do you think is the best way to get? Oh, sorry, I just thinking of something. What is the best way to get confidence in these? I don't think that. I think the one thing that's lacking is, again, like we've conceded a lot of goals, for instance, from set pieces. We last year we were apparently one of the better teams that to contest against corners, for instance, right, or set pieces. But sometimes it's a matter of, I think personally, it's a matter of confidence. Like, as in, sometimes that little bit of variable that you need, that little bit of difference that you need is just confidence. Because sometimes when doubt sets in, that's where it gets ugly. When rather than think, you can make something happen, or this is going to go your way, you're more like, pragmatic than you are, optimistic, I guess. I think that's the words. I think those are the words, right? But you get what I'm saying, or no? Is it, or do you think elsewise, Lamonte? You think differently?
Can you ask Lee first for a sec? Because just going to sort something.
Yeah, no worries. Do you think differently, Lee?
To what?
Because you know what I mean, guys, and you can be, and you can tell me in the chat too how you feel about this. I just think that a good bit of what comes when it comes to getting results, to kind of getting things over the line, sometimes it's just about belief. It's about confidence. It's about like that willingness to know that, or think that you're not going to not think negative, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. Yeah. I'm not trying to be like it's the secret or something like that. You gotta like project positivity and all that stuff. But honestly, you kind of, once you start thinking something bad's going to happen, the spirit, your spirit, it's like kind of like your shoulders slump a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I understand where you're coming from there. Like, we've got to sort shit out. We've got to sort it out quickly, haven't we, under Arnie? It's strange that it's come to this like so quickly, hasn't it? We started the season off with 7 wins out of 7. Now we've lost 5 out of 6. It's like, it couldn't be any different, like, could it? The juxtaposition between the two things are like, marked. So I don't know what's the answer at the moment. Like, I'm not really a football guy. Like, I love football, like, but I don't know what the answer is to getting us to win games at the moment. That's where we are, like, but I think we will. I think we will at some point, like, and I think it will be a dumb move to sack Arnie right now, like, or even any time in the near future. I think we have to keep with him, like, we have to keep faith with him and allow him to coach his way out of this. Which I think he can do.
Answer me this real quick then, and then you can continue on with whatever you say then. Hypothetically, Jurgen's already come out and said that the only team he would come back for is Liverpool. Hypothetically, someone has a lunch with him and he said, someone has a lunch with him and you're at the lunch. Do you whisper to him, hey, we willing to give you if we're willing to give you a job, would you come back? Would you still have the same opinion if Jurgen Klopp was willing to come back?
I mean, I'd like him to come back, but it's not very likely, is it? Like, it's not very likely for Jurgen to come back to And it's something I don't think he should do either.
Yeah. You're right, Lee.
At first he was brilliant, wasn't he? Jürgen, he was great for us. Like everything he did was brilliant. Like, but coming back now, I don't feel that one. It's never been a thing in football. I think like 95 times out of 100, going back to a club ends up badly. So I don't think we should go down that route.
Okay. All right. Well.
And that's for a player or a manager either. Like, you know, for a player or a manager going back to a club, it really works out well, if ever.
Yeah. I got you. You hold the same sentiment today?
I think 12. I think people were trying to do 2 + 2 and come up with 5. Like, oh, Jürgen, bring back Jürgen. Yeah, Jürgen, the savior, the great white knight, the great hope in knight shining armor. No, Klopp's had his time and he's gone. Let's not spoil it. Yeah, let's not be the ever.
You know what you got.
Yeah. Lee, I mean, I think Norm doesn't know you've had the new lease of life. She's in the past. She served a purpose, didn't she, Lee?
Well, she won't let me go. Funnily enough, like.
Lee, hey, mate, I tell you, cheat with me and keep them keen, as they say. Yes, But in regards to Klopp, and I heard, a lot, on the Irish Myth Channel people, it's like, people think Klopp is perfect. You get some delusion. He wasn't perfect. He done great things for a club. He wasn't perfect. And look, and I know I'm being harsh out of context, but just remember this guy only won 1 league title in 8 years. In 8 years. Right? Right?
Let's not go down that route.
I'm just being a perspective has to be given. I'm sorry.
In 8 years,
Tell me this.
The league in his first season. Look, I love Jürgen, but he was up against a really indomitable foe, wasn't he? In fucking Man City. With all their money and shit.
Was any even our greatest teams?
No, for real, Jürgen could have done better at times. Like, regardless of all the money Man City had, he could have done better a few times. So why can't we afford Arnie this luxury, to say you could have done better?
I get true. I get you. I do have that quote for him, but from Slot.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as Klopp though, you know what? The difference is this is Trudon saying Klopp made us relevant. So you can't do that. I'm just gonna say I know.
Okay, yeah, sorry, talk. We can go back. Go for it. Yeah.
Let me just say Klopp made us relevant. Not only did he make us relevant and brought us back to a level that we hadn't seen in years, if not decades. Okay. I will say this in Klopp's defense. A lot of people do make issue about what he did with the club, 5th place, 3rd place. I think were his last 2 finishes, for instance, with those teams. And this team is often looked at as, he only got 3rd place with this team when he in his last year. And Slot was able to win a league with this team this year. I'll say this, though, still Klopp had what Klopp did with some of those teams was absolutely phenomenal. To dismiss the fact that we were going toe-to-toe with a City team that had to win sometimes 100 points or have to go 90 some odd points to win the league against us. And any other year we're winning leagues in those campaigns. And I would even go as far as when people do try to make the comparison for the last 2 years, all things considered, I think those 2 years we saw some significant injuries that ended up impacting our runs toward the end of the year. If we had certain players like Mohamed Salah or Trent Alexander-Arnold available at the end of the year, like he did, like Slot did in his year that he won, we could be talking about a different result, I think personally. because those are significant players that weren't available. And it had nothing necessarily to do with him playing them in the Premier League. It was more so, I mean, Mohamed Salah that last year got injured in AFCON. So I just think that has to be a part of the rationale. But go ahead, Nalante. I'll allow for you to have the last say. Or to have
no problem. But I would say with the Salah thing, I think you're talking about his last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. I mean, he came back, but he did came back though, and he just wasn't effective. The whole team kind of lost their way again, and that's when the players all came back. Who have the injured players, we just lost their games. So and he done well with the youngsters, and I hear that. But yes, we can say about Man City and Pep Guardiola, but if this was Slot, would we be saying the same thing? I don't think so. I don't think we'd be saying the same thing because but again, we can still do that. But in the day, we finished second. I don't care. I don't care about what Pep had. I don't care if he had Messi. I don't care if he had Ronaldinho. End of the day, our team was as good as enough as Pep's. And Klopp was up there with Papadola. So as much as that could be harsh, and I get it, but I'm sorry, you want to give Slot the criticism, rightly so. But I'm sorry, you can't just sit here and just say it's all right for Klopp. Well, 97 points. Imagine he didn't win it. Simple as he didn't win it, and he had a great effort. And it's not like we had bums. We had a great team as well. So I'm not looking at City. Yeah, they had Pep, but no, I'm looking at us. We done our job properly. We should win in it. So
can I ask you that?
I'm not.
Yeah. Sorry, finish your thought.
Go on to. I'll go on to. No. So
okay, then my follow-up question then. Then real quick. My interjection question would be this: We just watched a coach utilize
bonkers
to see a fourth-round exit. But also, we just saw a Klopp utilize youth academy players to win us this same tournament. That's different levels.
It is, and although listen, I'm not saying Slot's the better man in your club. Okay, that would be just disingenuous. You know what I mean? And yes, you're right. That's very true. But it did cost us some finals as well. Klopp. So in my opinion, I mean, disagree. I mean, listen. So
I'll say, Thiago coming up lame in a final cost us a final, but unfortunately, and I love Thiago, but I get you. I'm not gonna go tit for tat. I'm not gonna go tit for tat. Bun Sergio Ramos. That's something we can all agree on, right? Bun.
Yeah. That I'm talking about. 2022. We should have won that Champions League final. We made runs. In my opinion, selections. He didn't play the players in form, and the half injured players, which cost us. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong, but Klopp is not some perfect. He done everything great. Yes, better manager Slot. He won everything. That's great, but we didn't put our stamp on in dominance. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying he had to win the league every season, but what I'm saying is to at least like a second or third Premier League. Just to solidify. That's all I'm saying.
Would have been fantastic. Would have been fantastic.
That's all.
I thought we were going to win that. I thought we were going to win the league. Look, we thought we were going to win the league when we were in first place going into January. This last year, we were in first place going into January. We led the table going into January. And then we saw Mohamed Salah. We saw Dominic Szoboszlai get injured. We saw who probably would have been the natural replacement for him on that right side. And then we also saw Mohamed Salah get injured in AFCON. And we already had an injured Trent Alexander-Arnold. So our whole right side was basically gutted.
No, he did. No, you're right, Torf, and he did in the day. But when they came back, what happened? They bottled it, and we finished third. So
yeah,
you can look. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can look at. I'm looking both ways. I'm just saying, like, I understand Klopp, but Klopp. All I'm saying is, as good as Klopp was, he wasn't perfect, and he made some
I'm
bad
saying he wasn't
decisions.
perfect.
And yeah,
I agree.
yeah. But of course, he's the better. Of course, he's clear of a manager. Of course, no problem. That's all I'm saying. This is why when some people, and I just feel. Sorry, just 1 second, Joe. Just one thing, Toff. Sorry, and I'll let you go. And I just feel some people are just. They're just out to get Slot, and yeah, they want to criticize him, but they just want any little thing. And if Slot done what Klopp for vice versa, they still wouldn't like it. They just have a dislike of the man.
No, I get that. I mean, there's a lot of those wins. One of those, I think the year we got 5th place, I think, or something like that. A lot of those wins were like us getting wins that were like, we were going behind a lot of those games and coming back and winning, and people were saying this is unsustainable. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, there was something, but now I can't think of what I was going to bring up, but I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, I've got an idea. I think we could go far in the Champions League as long as we stay in the bastard competition, and get enough wins to take us to the knockout stage. I think we could do well this season. So let me.
You're on board with that prediction? I think more and more. I see more and more of us start to go into that. Let's hope for the champions. That's the same thing I said about 2005. We weren't phenomenal that year. We didn't, we had obviously a decent squad, but like, where do we place in the league that year that we won the Champions League? Do you remember?
Fifth. Yeah.
Did we finish as low as 5th that season?
Yeah. Remember, Lee? Remember Everton finished 4th? They were meant to get the Champions League place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we screwed them over, innit? We screwed them over.
Oh, mate, one of my funniest things ever was like when we won the Champions League in 2005 and Everton had to play a qualifier and got beat by Villarreal.
Exactly, Lee. Remember that, yeah.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, and they played Europa League football.
Yeah, it was Ferguson had a good go. Apparently, Ferguson had a good go at them at Villarreal and that, but couldn't get the better of them. And he went out, and that was under Moyes. Now he's back now. But yeah, that was an excellent thing. I got a right laugh out of that.
Let me say this. So these are his quotes from our coach. Quote, if I look at our performance against Brentford 2 days after we played Frankfurt away, I saw a team that maybe struggled in playing 3 games in days. Again, not an excuse, he told reporters, which is not a complete surprise to me if I see the struggle some players have had in preseason. And players that came from different leagues, it's a new challenge for them to play at Premier League and Champions League level. 3 games in 7 days. So again, in 2 days, we played Villa. And the last time I played a player that we thought was ready for that program, but it turned out maybe he wasn't. And that was Alexander Isak, and he went out with an injury. Last time in this competition, we played Southampton. Giovanni Leone went out with an injury in a game like this. And we got a red card from Hugo Ekitike. That red card, I mean, I don't even know why he's saying that. I'm sorry. That red card was all Hugo Ekitike. It wasn't like that's him taking off his jersey, his kit after he scored. That's the only reason why I got a red card, because it was a second yellow. But anyway, last time in this competition, like I said, we played Southampton, Giovanni Leone, blah, blah, blah. But he said, I think in this moment in time, with only 15 or 16 players available, it felt to me that this was the right decision, and I haven't changed my opinion after the result. Because with our starters, we haven't been able to win a lot from Palace as well. You saying that, you should have pumped the brakes before you said that last statement. I think that's my point. Because of our starters, we haven't been able to win a lot from Palace as well. Pump the brakes, my guy.
My guy.
That's not something I want to hear. I don't think that's if I was a player, I don't want to hear that. You're supposed to figure out the solutions to prevent that. That's oh man, that's the reason why I would say I get people. I had Ansman had a little bit of an issue with some the statements made by some of the panel a couple days ago, and about Slot and about whether he should stay or not stay or this or that. And I personally did comment back, and I said that, look, I'm possibly the wrong person to ask about whether Slot should stay in his job or not, because truthfully, yes, I would prefer to see Klopp in this role right now. I'm completely honest. I'm going to support Slot. I'm going to continue to support him because he's our manager. I'm not going to hope that he loses just so I can get Klopp in the door. Absolutely not. I'm going to support Slot and hope that he can figure out a way to get us back on par. That's the way I think a proper supporter should do it. But honestly, yes, I'm not a good person to ask because, yes, I would think that I would like to see Klopp in this role right now. I would like to have Klopp in this role right now. And the reason why I would say as much is because, A, that answer right there is something I don't think we'd hear from Klopp. That's a poor choice of words. Maybe it's just Arnie being a little bit too honest, unfortunately, because a lot of Dutch managers are very, very open and transparent and very honest with their what's on their mind. But at the very same time, I think that this team needs confidence. I think this team needs I know someone's going to be like, oh, you think it's as easy as giving someone a hug? No, I'm not going to go that far. But I will say, though, that for lack of a better analogy, I think that's what this team needs. I've heard a friend of the show, a friend of mine, Cal, start to raise the flag on trying to, or the suggestion of bringing Stevie G in as our manager to see if he could do something with this team. Now,
it's desperation times.
That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, I know.
As much as I love Stevie, that's a stupid fucking idea.
I was like, no, I love Stevie, but no, I'll stick with Slot to figure it out. but all the same, I'm totally just maybe just playing around with some of my reactions here. Realistically, no. This team, I can see some of the reasoning why he's saying that is because maybe there's one thing I can say about Stevie, and that is players will play for him. Mm-hmm. Players will run through a brick wall because it's Stevie. Players would do the same for Jurgen Klopp. I do not know, not seen yet, whether these players will do the same for Arne Slot. It has nothing to do with not trying to make a measure on the player or not. Or any of that. All I'm saying, or excuse me, the coach, I'm just saying that I don't know. I haven't seen the commitment be on the level where I feel as though these players would say, I'm a ride or die for this coach, at least. And I think that Jurgen Klopp, maybe even Steven Gerrard, could be a difference maker in the sense of I don't think that our team is talent level wise poorer than any team. I think they're the talent wise. I think we have the best talent in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that confidence wise, there's something lacking at the moment. There's something lacking. And it's just weird. Something like it's that one little extra, synapse snapping in your head that creates that 1 second of doubt. Maybe that, the kind of thing that you see when Ibu's, for instance, when Ibu was running back trying to track the guy and he kind of gives up, it's that one sense of like, oh, like I should be in this position, but you're second guessing yourself. You see it in Kirkes sometimes, that sense of like, it seems like he's having a battle with his own thoughts. That's the lack of confidence that needs to be reinvigorated. And I think that having a coach like a Klopp or having a coach like Steven Gerrard, if you have the belief and the backing of a coach like that, maybe that's the little bit of a difference maker in what you need. I'm not saying they're better tactically, but I am saying that is a measure of why I say what I said about those types of coaches.
I think the players still want to play for Arnie as well. I think the players still want to play for him. Like, it's just how soon it can happen, how soon these results can happen. Like, I don't think it's that the players have lost faith in him, like don't want to try or anything silly like that. I think it's just that we need our results to turn around, and that includes the manager and the players. For me, anyway.
I got you. Got you. Big up AR. Big up Hashim Farsi. Big up to Phil. I'm not saying that last name. Fall. Either of the panel. No one on the panel fall for that, please.
Phil from EastEnders. All right, Philip. Philip from EastEnders. All right, Phil. How's Grant, Phil? Tell us, Phil. How's Grant? Is he doing all right?
One of the things I've ever seen was you showed us. You were there in the Lancey, so was Brian and a few others, and we watched that thing with Saeed and Big Steve from Man City.
Really?
Do you remember that shit? What made me laugh about Big Steve from Man City? He'd obviously acquired the name because he was some sort of like Phil Mitchell guy or whatever. And then when he stood up, like he was really small. I just couldn't like. I nearly died laughing, like, because it was like, what's big about this man, Big Steve? Big Steve, the City fan, what's big about him? There ain't nothing big about him. Like, he's not, like, heavy. He's not, like, tall in height. It was just a daft name for me. And that I'll hold on to.
I'll just say it because I don't think I'm typing it. I see, Norm, you just answered or put in, you say, I believe he deserves time to build his side. He's not saying we can keep losing games like this, but I'm not saying any of those names that he's talking about. But what is your line in the sand? Or is there a line in the sand? Do you just say maybe some people are like, you know what, if it ends up being that we get 6th place this year, so be it. Let's say we do what Manchester City did and win nothing.
I don't want to think that at the moment that we're going to finish that low in the table.
Is that acceptable?
Shit, like, but I can deal with it, like, because we won the league last season. We are champions, like, and we haven't been that like very many times in a long old time. So for now, I can hold me fucking. I don't want to go nuclear on Arnie now, is what I'm saying, like, about it, like, but it's getting bad at the moment. That's what it is. It's getting bad at the moment, like, and I think hopefully we'll right ourselves. To be honest, I don't think Arnie is that daft a coach, like, that he can't like sort this out.
Philip.
You can definitely sort this out.
They've done their vetting enough to have a coach that's going to figure it out. I believe that's why they say they are 100% behind this coach. This is some other quotes from our coach. He says, it's always a blow to lose a game of football, especially if it leads to going out of a competition. But it's the same selection I made tonight as I did last season in the rounds like this. There are many reasons maybe why we lost 6 out of 7. None of them are good enough to accept losing so many. I can come up with arguments and reasons, but none of them will be enough to get to that standard, because at Liverpool, losing 6 out of 7 is always too much. He went on to say, A year ago, we did the same, but maybe the lineup felt different, he said. Before I went out, I saw City's lineup, and I don't think they had one starter from the weekend, but it felt as if if you look at their lineup, they played with, if you look at their lineup, it looked as if, wait, hold on, let me read that again. Before I went out, I saw City's lineup, and I don't think they had one starter from the weekend, but it felt as if you look at their lineup, they played with 11 starters. When we played Chelsea, I said they were missing 8, but they should still bring Estavio in. We're only missing 4 players at the moment, and already we needed to start with 4 players under the age of 19. And after I made 2 substitutions, we were on 6. So basically, he's just basically saying that I don't know what is he trying to say there? What does that mean to you?
He's waffling. That's what it is. He's just waffling. That's just, I don't know why you bringing City in and their players and 6 starters in. He's just, yeah. Again, listen, Arnie, he's not helping. He's not helping us. Yeah, with excuses and this and that. Like, I get, you know what? I like some fans who are getting way too emotional and punching walls and having meltdowns, which fair enough, they want to do that. That's up to them. I understand him making the changes because of the injuries. Not that ideal, but again, he does have injuries. So to be fair, I will give him fair on that. Unless he plays some of the, but you could say play some of them to get some form back. So but he's lived and died in his soul, and yeah, the fitter game gets even more magnetized now because if he loses that, oh boy, But then again, it's so.
Oh, sorry. Finish your thought.
Sorry.
I apologize.
No. I was just saying, if he loses that, then it's going to be like, well, you should have done this and that. But to be honest, it hurts to say this, but playing the first team right now might have made a little difference. We would even won the game, and that's a harsh thing to say. So, like I said, but people want to jump on the man. And again, I will reiterate this: these players are not bums. People acting, yes, the manager has to do is a certain play. I keep saying this, but it goes over people's head. The players are on the white line. Slot can only do so much. The players have to have they're intelligent football players. They haven't got that far in life to be unintelligent. So when people say, "Oh, slot and tactics," yes, but the players slot can do, like I said, slot can't tell them to misplace a pass when you got 2 field people. You got 2 people in the penalty box. That's not a slot thing. Slot doesn't tell the next player to run in the same space as him. No. These players are intelligent enough to know about movement, to create space, to get each other's way at the time, So let's have it right here. Let's just have it right.
I don't know what he's talking about. He said that the Manchester City played with like no starters. They played with Marmoush starts occasionally. Turkey starts occasionally. Doku starts occasionally. Bob starts occasionally.
Yeah.
That's their front line.
Yeah, it's true.
Lewis has been starting every once in a while.
He's like a reference up here.
Yeah, Ake. They had Nori on their left side. John Stones, Vardiol started or played in this game too. No, Vardiol started actually. Vardiol started, so he's a starter. Or no, he came in actually. My fault. He came in. He was on the bench. Phil Foden got time in this game. That's the big difference, though.
Mm.
You look at Pep's bench, and he's got John Stones, Vardiol, and Phil Foden to choose to bring in. He's got Nunez on the bench. He's got Savinho on the bench. And they're playing Swansea. They're not playing the Swansea City that's beaten Manchester City 3 times before this. They're playing Swansea City. You're not playing the Premier League Crystal Palace. They're not playing a Premier League team. They're playing a team in Swansea City.
Yeah. Phil,
That's
are you drunk, mate?
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah.
Poor statement. I don't understand. There's
Yeah,
no
it
reason
is.
to bring up.
It's a waffle statement. That's what I'm saying. Again, it's the pressure. So how many times have we seen this? We've seen this with Klopp as well, Lee. When we're having a bad time, the pressure, and they talk about raindrops, and raindrops keep falling on my head and all this business. You know, the wind. The wind was in my eye, you know. And just two things, Phil. Phil, are you drunk, mate? Are you okay, Phil? Are you drunk? I don't know what's going on, Phil. Which Geordie? Someone speaking like a Geordie? You okay there, Phil?
Yeah.
And by the way, Dustin and Trap, listen, you're not getting it. And I'll listen. It's not about being coached, because what did Slot say the other day? He said, Cody, he told him, Cody, you know, you need to, like, it wasn't right, but he said, Cody, he needs to create the space or find Kirkers. And what did Cody do in the game? When anytime Kirker was making that outlet, did he make the pass? No. So you can't just say, "Oh, it's being coached." If the players are not doing certain things, is that the manager's fault? And at the end of the day, there's other. Maybe he speaks in this other way. There's other coaches, because Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is there. So you can't just sit in then, oh, it's the coach. The players are, like I said, listen, to play football is not complicated. Yes, you got a coach to do manners, but you have to have game intelligence. You know what I mean? Do you think the players always obey the coach's thing? You think the players, Slot could, like I said, he told Cody to do something and he didn't do it on Saturday and find Kirkers. So what is that, Slot's fault, or is it the players' fault?
I'm not going to say it. I agree with Dustin in that sometimes it is the manager's fault because he's giving him the wrong directions. He might be asking a player to do something he's not comfortable doing, and he's just trying to get it out of him. Like, as in maybe, you know, playing Robbo inverted, for instance. Maybe that's not Robbo's. Not saying it is or isn't, but I'm just saying hypothetically that might not be a strong suit. There's those people, or playing Connor Bradley inverted might not be a strong suit, and it's like, you know, the player is going to struggle in that role. Why play him in that role? You know, those things those are tactical instructions I can say are situations that a coach needs to figure out what his talent can do, maximize what he can get from the talent, and not put him in, in situations that are going to bring out bad results, possibly. You know, like that I can concede, but it's not all on the coach. The players have to make.
That's my point, isn't it? And
has to make the right choice in making a good pass or making the runs, as you said against.
That's it.
Cody.
That's it. Or yeah, that's it. 12. Like I said, and obviously
balance of two.
Exactly. No, that's it, 12. And that's all I'm saying. We can't sit here and be naive and just say, oh, it's the coach, is a coach tactic. Some of the players, he's probably told some of the players and not what certain to do, and they're not doing certain things. So we can't just sit here, Trap Joe and Justin. And if you disagree, no problem. I've got no problem with that. But we can't just sit here, say it's all Slot. Come on, man. These are professional millionaire footballers. Let's be real.
Time they've kicked the football.
Yeah, sure. Let's be real here. You know,
some of the mistakes. I think that's the reason why some of us are having such visceral reactions. Maybe is because some of the mistakes that we're seeing are basic, very basic mistakes. Like, as in, like, it's like basic level. Like, you should not be making that mistake. You know. If Ibu's in front of his man, he shouldn't allow for that guy to be able to, you know, get around him, be able to not only get in front of him, but then proceed and then have for instance, and then allow for it and not put the effort into trying to do. I'd rather see him do what Nalo did today than allow for him to continue on goal. You know, it's like one of those situations where you've got to recognize that some of these things aren't aren't on the coach. Some of these things are just, again, I think this is why I think that not a lot, but some of this is related to players' confidence. Sometimes these players probably never make these mistakes in their lives, possibly. Now all of a sudden they're doing it routinely. And then all of a sudden that little bit of second guessing, a little bit of doubt, all of a sudden makes you hesitant to go in for a tackle or hesitant to like hold the line the way that you should. That's at least the perspective I'm coming off across. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's, again, too much of of looking into it. All right, so we already talked about what we learned, which is this weekend is going to be weekend for not only and a make or break weekend for our coach. They're possibly two different things there. What do you think, Lee?
Oh.
Are you eating?
Tracy's back.
Sorry, what were we talking about? I was typing something on my bastard phone.
Oh goodness! You know,
appreciation of Arnie.
Off making a cup of tea or
Tracy's back in the house. You can tell.
I wish she was. Bloody hell, she's got money here.
All right. Well, then I'll say it like this. So where do we go from here? If people have solutions in the chat, I know we can. We've gotten our grievances. We've gotten a lot of our woe is me, out as well. We've gotten some of the ugliness maybe even out of our system. Hopefully, enough of it out of our system, so we can have an honest discourse and an honest conversation with each other. Where do we go from here? Saturday is Villa. They're in form. They do have confidence. And they are probably smelling blood. If Slot doesn't reset this team's shape and mentality, we could be staring at a 6th defeat out of 7. I think personally the solution is simple. Go to a 4-4-2. Do something dramatically different than what we've already been doing with this 4-2-3-1. Have faith in the players that were not only have faith, but connect with the players to say you not only believe in them, but you are trusting in them to go out and do what they know they can do.
I still believe in Arnie's ability to do that, 12th. I still think he can do that, like, as a coach. I think we're writing him off a little bit too quickly. I mean, don't get me wrong, when things go badly, like, I'll join in, I'll pile in on people, like, but with Arnie right at the moment, I think we've got to give him a little bit more time, a little bit of leeway. Like, I mean, it's not that much to ask of the man, is it? Like, really, to give him a little bit more time, a slight bit more time. How long that takes, that's up to you as a person. Like, but I'll give him. I'm prepared to give him a few more games, a few more weeks, months, whatever, to get this right. I think he can get it right. Like, I don't think that was a mirage. It wasn't fake, was it, that we won the league last season? Like, the man did do that, like, with his own. That shit about it being Klopp's team and that, it was Klopp's team, but it was a Klopp team that Klopp didn't win the league with for a number of years. He came in and made it happen. But now it's looking bad, isn't it? Like, it's looking sad. I think he can do it anyway. If basically what you were asking me was, do I think he can still do it? Do I think he's a dead man walking, or do I think he can do it still? I think he can do it. I think he hopefully will do it.
I hope he does too. I mean, like, look, he's not doing himself any favors with some of his comments, some of the waffling he does with some of his answers. He's not doing us any favor by, doubling down on bad decisions, despite sometimes finding the right ones. I just think that he needs to figure out a way, or not figure out a way, but he has figured out the way. He just needs to persist in committing to it. He's give them midfield some balance. Get Verts or even Damas Boslike were in a freer role behind the strikers. Make us unpredictable again. And if not now, the when is that window of when is slowly but surely, not slowly, quickly but surely closing. Because this is where champions show backbone or break. Can he turn it around? It's a fantastic question. I hope that he has the answer for it, because it's going to be one that I don't have 100% confidence in currently, unfortunately. And that's bad. When doubt starts to sink in with us, I can say this about, again, we had the discussion about Klopp earlier. I can say this. One of the major differences in what I believe Klopp reestablished in this club, and something that I truly did believe was a positive, is hope. Despite the fact that we were bad, or poor, or whatever, we're going through tough times, I still never really had an inkling of doubt or question. And that's something that I can give Klopp credit for, because there were times when we're bad teams, and we'll figure out a way to bottle it or something with a Brendan Rodgers or something like that. But with Klopp, I had belief that this team was going to pull themselves up by the britches and make it happen. I don't know if it's Rod Hull style. I don't know, but isn't he like a puppeteer or something like that, right? Is that who Rod Hull is? Am I right?
Yeah, the puppeteer Nemo, Rod Hull Nemo. Yeah, it's a famous little thing over. Yeah.
That was Norm's suggestion.
Yeah, Norm's on it. He's back. Hopefully, Norm could be the good luck charm again.
Yeah. You know what? That's the truth. These next couple of games are going to be make or break. Norm, he's right about that. I think the next couple of breaks, because the best time to possibly change. I know some people are like, sack him now. Some people are saying sack him before. I don't think that happens. But obviously it hasn't happened. But I think the time, if you're going to make a change, is during international break, because that at least allows for the coach to come in and at least, kind of get his feet settled somewhat to be able to move forward with what he's going to do with the team, and allow for them to kind of get their heads around it, as opposed to, midweek between games or something like that, and having a day to kind of walk in and say, let's go out and do something, or do this or do that.
Yeah.
Shout out to JP. Big up, JP.
Yeah, big up, guys. Big up.
Big up, JP, man. Fortunately, another sombering night again.
Yeah. Nothing new, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions for solutions, JP?
Well, it's I was listening earlier. I was hearing Lee saying, give him time, and you see, we have 3 more crucial games. I'm not seeing the only one I see we winning out of those is probably the Aston Villa one, right? The Aston Villa might stop the bleeding a little bit, and then you have Real Madrid into City, and I'm not seeing us getting anything in those. And then is the international break. However, if you're making change, as you said there, 12 man, have the whole international break to make the change, and then the new manager have a nice run of fixtures to try and steady the ship and see if he could salvage the season going forward. But as stated in the quotes, I don't really have any other managers that are seen out there right now who I could see coming in and changing the dynamic. I mean, I would prefer to see Klopp get another shot, but we don't know how realistic that is going forward. But right now, the best solution I see right now is they're probably sticking with this manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to put in that thing too. I don't know if you heard the songs. I didn't hear them. I didn't hear the songs that they were singing. I just asked Norm what he felt because I know Norm was at the game. Apparently, they were singing the songs they were singing were "Can We Play You Every Week?" And the other song, other than obviously You're Getting Sacked in the Morning, the other song was hold on. The other song was even worse than that. Can We Play You Every Week? Let me see. I think I wrote it down. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it. Can We Play You Every Week? And the other one was funny. Oh, Is There a Fire Drill? Is there a fire drill? Because Anfield was emptying out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm confidence. Pride, all those different things that we're all talking about. I don't know how when you have a situation like that, man, that's embarrassing. Sacked in the Morning. I heard that they were singing that, but is there a fire drill? That's funny.
I feel like turning the page here and shitting on Arnie really hard. But I've been trying to defend him so far. You know what I mean? But I might go off on the guy sometime soon. I think we'll be all right. In the grand scheme of things, I think we'll be all right. As far as football results go and all that shit, I think we'll be all right.
So Lee, you happy with the FA Cup this season, or probably a FA Cup only this season?
Now I'm thinking more about the Champions League. What I'm thinking is, I think it's February when the Champions League, we have the knockout stages. And by that time, I'm hoping we've sorted our shit out. We might be far behind in the league by that point, but if we can put up a good fight in the Champions League, maybe win it, then who's going to remember all the shit at the beginning of this season? Fucking when we won it under Klopp, it was quite a good season. We were quite close in the league and all that shit, but we won the Champions League and nobody remembered what went before it, and I'm hoping that goes for us this season with Arnie. Because I reckon he can do it. I reckon Arnie can definitely win the Champions League, mate. For me, he can definitely win the Champions League.
You gotta make it. You gotta make it to that level. I've been saying that from the gate. Florian Wirtz is going to get us to the league, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he has the quality of players to do so. But like I said, with this manager, and I say it all the time, with each passing game, he shows me more of the negative side of me wanting to keep him rather than the positive side. So with each passing game, it just gets worse, Yeah. All right. Because look at today, you're telling me Chiesa played 90 minutes and can't get 45 minutes of football in the Premier League and this was close to somewhat of a Premier League team. right?
This wasn't
And you're
close.
telling me kids I can't get more than 45 minutes. Yeah.
This wasn't close. This was the Premier League team that we played against today. They definitely went very strong. I mean, Ketia, they had Pino, they had Sar up front. Made really like 2 changes in their lineup and that was because of injury.
Yep.
One, or at least one, was because of injury. So they were pretty consistent with their lineup with players that normally would start. Yeah, and they had decent players on the bench. I mean, they had Mateta on the bench, to bring in just in case,
Yeah, they're a stronger team. Yeah, you just didn't have Walton and what's it? Yeah, Tyreek Mitchell.
They had a Liverpool player. They had a Liverpool right back maybe that we could have used today. No, I don't know about
Klein.
I'm not going. Yeah, not going that far. Not going that far, but yeah, Nathaniel Klein on the bench today.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were looking to get a score or get a result in, and again, I just think our bench showed every intention we had, every bit of our intentions for this game.
Yeah.
I think our bench showed that we were writing this game off.
Yeah. We just better hope he doesn't come back to bite him. That's all I hope.
Yeah.
People are saying that, the team, is horrible, but look, as much as he bewildered with it again with his comments, he was right about the injuries, to be fair, because Jones was out, Grav was out, and I mean, yeah, you could potentially pay Mo, but he's been off it. I mean, you need to rest these players at some point, and obviously VVD and Ibu, they cut. Unfortunately, they're going to be starting. I mean, we know what the lineup is. I think all of us could do the lineup for Villa against Saturday. We know what it is. It's just whether this backfires and the slot gets you right, and these players wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd see Figueroa get some minutes today. That's a shame.
Oh yeah.
That's my boy. That's my U.S. men's national team.
Is he American? Is it? Figueroa. I didn't know that. I've seen him, but okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's for the U21s.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. He is real. He's I don't know if you would go as far as to say he's as good as his dad, but I mean, like, I know his dad was a really talented player as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But he didn't get a chance, so it's all good. Next time, brother. Yeah, next time. Our coach decides to, do what he does. All right. Well, what would you say, real quick? Next 3 games. What's our run in the next 3 games? You see us going 1-2. You see us going on 1-1. Do you see us going?
To be honest, I think we do need a victory, don't we? We need a win to get us out of this dreaded headspace that we're in at the moment. I think I could maybe deal with a draw, but I don't want to. I want us to get a win so we can get back to things, get back to what's real, which is winning for Liverpool FC.
What do you know? What does anyone know what real type of formation we played? I was trying to figure that out tonight too. By the way, sometimes it's hard to figure it out on the fly with players playing and going forward a lot and doing this and doing that. Was it a 5-4-1 or was I just like kind of not misinterpreting that?
No.
Did we play 4-1?
I think we played three in the back for sure. Yeah, so it could have been three in the back and then you had the wing backs, but like maybe trying to change something for the weekend. So
We played with 5-4-1. We played with just more of, you would certainly say, as a more defensive structure for a team. And the first goal, I would say, was definitely unfortunate the way that the bounce went. Gomez should probably clear that better. Kind of like without him being able to react to it properly, and it falls to Sarr. The second goal, though, that was poor. The third goal, different story. By that time, I don't know what. By that time, we were in a already into like a 10-man squad, I think. So, but I just wanted to ask if that was what we were playing. It was tough to kind of get a read on it, but it looked like we were 5-4-1. And I mean, that's asking a lot. That's all. It's asking a lot. Dustin's saying we played a 3-4-3. Okay.
Fuck it, we are champions at least, aren't we? Like, we are champions at the moment, aren't we? Yes. I don't think that's a flag, is it? Like, we are champions at the moment.
All right, you're not going to sing "Is There Fire" Drill song?
Well, come on, let's have it right. We are champions.
Oh man. Norm has given you some advice on some shopping for you, Lee. Don't have to repeat it. Please don't repeat it. Just making sure. All right. So, what do you want to give before we bounce up and out of here, because we're already like an hour and 47 minutes into this. Do you want to give a prediction for the Villa game, or do you want to give a prediction for the next 3 games? What you think is going to happen? I know we have to.
That's hard. You have asked a hard task of us there, 12.
I think
I will try to, do the thing. Okay. It'll be 2-1 against Villa, and then 4-0 against Real Madrid. And then
4-0.
Yeah, 4-0 against Real. You heard it here first. 4-0.
Go ahead.
Really?
Arnie's on the comeback trail, mate. We're going to get a win against Villa, which we usually do. We never lose at home against fucking Villa. I think once.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Manager, fucking, what was his name?
I agree with
that. Anyway. Yeah, I predict good things for us in the next 3 games, and if they don't come to be, then I'll change my mind. I'll start going all moany.
After a 4-0 win against Real,
yeah, it's not time to go moany yet. 12. It's not time to go moany yet. We haven't had enough defeats yet.
I'm supportive of your positivity. Normally, people are getting on my back for positivity like that. 4-0. Okay. So then, when you go to the Etihad, what are we doing at the Etihad? Are we winning that too? 2-0 maybe.
I would love to say when. Wasn't last season glorious? That was my favourite game of last season. The win at the Etihad, the way we played. I fucking love that. Even though it was shit to watch, and it weren't that fucking exciting. You know what I mean? It was just the way we did it to them. That's what I enjoyed. So, can we do that again? Maybe not.
You're already on a roll, Lee. You're already on a roll. What's your last prediction?
Well, I will say we'll beat fucking Villa. Yeah, I'll go as far as to say that we'll beat Villa. The rest, what's beyond that, I do not know.
Oh, now you're backtracking. Oh, what are you doing? You dropped a 4 bomber on Real Madrid. Now you're like, I don't know about that. Come on. All right. JP, You have any? You have any crystal ball predictions?
Yeah, but the way how things going, I could see us beating Villa, stopping the bleeding again, more like how we did against Frankfurt. So I seen we doing something against Villa, um, at home, but the next two we going to lose. So Real is a bit too strong right now, and City away from home, with City just finding back their feet a little bit. I'll give it to them because they at the Etihad. So one win and two losses.
Yeah. Hopefully, Holland isn't involved in that one. But we'll see. So 1 and 2 basically is what you got us at. And then what about you? Like crystal ball reaction or your reflection? What do you see? Mirror on the wall.
It's the crest of them all. Not Liverpool FC at the moment, that's for sure. Tell you what. Oh dear, oh dear. You know what? Villa going to beat us on Sunday. On Saturday, sorry. Yeah, Villa. Yeah, I just don't see it. I'm just saying that because the last two games I predicted positivity and it all backfired. So I'll just say Villa 2-1.
2-1 us or 2-1 them?
No, Villa 2-1.
Real Madrid, City. You see us pulling something out of the fire.
Real Madrid will be us at Anfield, and City will put the final nail in the coffin, sadly.
Wow, 3 losses.
Wow.
JP, I've got to do it, man. I've done the whole. We're going to win the last 3 and we've lost it. So
yeah,
I need to flip the switch. So hopefully it'll be the reverse psychology.
I like that.
Hey, it's good to have for reverse psychology, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to be all the slot outers, isn't it? You know, got to join the club. You know.
Oh man. Crystal ball. I'll say I have crystal ball. I would say I see a draw against not loss, but a draw against Villa. I see a draw against Villa, and I see a win against Real Madrid, and then it's going to get our spirits all high and hopeful. And then I see, unfortunately, a loss against City. So I see us going 1-1-1. That's what I see. That's what I see. That's how sad it is. You got even me saying getting us on losses and draws. Oh, no, I can't remember the last broadcast I've ever done where I predicted us to have like draws and losses. That's bad. But it's all good. Hold your heads high. We still have that we still have the golden line on our kits for a reason. We are champions. They can't take that away from us until the very last day of the season. So let's make the most of it. Hold your heads high. Also, please do your best to be supportive of each other because we will certainly all need it. And be mindful that there will be trolls. There will be straight up assassins out there trying to take us out every step of this journey. We knew that from the very gate. It's just getting a little bit darker as we continue on this journey. But all the same, at least if we have each other to rely on, we can at least feel some ease of comfort and some ease of confidence to know that we have each other's backs. So let's have honest conversations, but let's not take it too far where we get ugly with each other or allow for them to separate us and splinter us the way that they want to see us hurt and languish in pain. So with that said, I'm going to say thank you to the panel for obviously a sobering, but certainly a necessary broadcast after this defeat. We have 2 days before we go at it again. Or technically 3 days, I guess you could say, but 2 days for some since it is past midnight in the UK. So big up to each and every one of you. And keep your heads up, my friends and family out there. Keep your heads up. We're Reds, we're champions, and that's all that matters. So we'll keep it like that. Until tomorrow, we'll have a broadcast tomorrow. And I will have some actual good news, or at least a good perspective to look at it from tomorrow. I'll bring out that episode. I had an episode I've been kind of like waiting to bring out. I'll bring out a good feel-good episode tomorrow. So hopefully that peps some spirits and gets everyone at least thinking some good thoughts. Until then, keep yourself humble and also keep yourself good, and all the best. Up the Reds. Always up the Reds.